Hello everyone and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat Live. And tonight, what a game we've got coming our way. Juventus taking on Arsenal in Italy, and it is a crucial game for UWCL qualification. Both these sides sat on 3 points at the moment in the group, and both fighting over that second spot it looks to be. And 3 points tonight will go all the way towards getting out of this group. It is a very, very competitive group. They both lost to Bayern Munich. They've both beaten Vålerenga. And a lot at stake. Realistically, they play each other twice over the next week. Whoever wins those two games is going to make the difference. Because, really, I see them both losing to Bayern Munich again, potentially. Who could nick a point there? And they should both beat Vålerenga. So the games against each other are absolutely crucial for who wants to get out of this group and get into the UWCL knockouts. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting night. Juventus have rotated slightly. Arsenal look pretty much unchanged from the side that absolutely battered Brighton on Friday night. So it's going to be a very, very good game. Obviously, Renée Slegers' first game was their second UWCL game. They beat Vålerenga, so they're back in UWCL action tonight, Arsenal, and they'll be hoping that they can get another win on the board, take second place in the group going into the last three games. But we'll get into before I get into the lineups, I'll get over the elephant in the room. I am by myself tonight. Jack is unwell and therefore couldn't make tonight's stream, but I'm here and you guys are here, and hopefully it is going to be a very, very good game. And we want to see a competitive game, and I think it will be. These are two sides who are playing very, very well at the moment, and if they both bring their A game, it's going to be a close one. And to be honest, it's hard to call, but we'll see what happens in the game. Jack says this should be a great game. And Pelayo Suarez, Catavio Garcia, welcome to the stream as well. Incredible name. Great to see you all here today. But we'll get into the lineups, and we'll start with the home side, who have named a rotated 11 slightly, but Pero Magnin starts in goal. That's as we expected. The back three is made up from Lenzini, Caligaris and Cascarino. Across the four then, left wing back looks to be Boateng, right wing back looks to be Bergamaschi, and then the pivot being Caruso and Schatzer. And then a slight change in the front three with Bakari on the left-hand side, Cantore on the right-hand side, and Vangsgaard through the middle. There are a few changes in there for Juventus. Obviously, the UWCL fans of in the stream will know that Hannah Bennison's dropped to the bench, and so is Kuhlberg. But realistically, they're still a very, very good side, even without perhaps the top players from this season. We would expect Juventus to give Arsenal the game tonight. And Yi Chen, welcome to the stream as well, saying Arsenal. And speaking of, we will get into the away side, if I can just find it. But yeah, it's only one change for Arsenal from the team that beat Brighton 5-0, and that is in goal. Zinsberger dropped. Van Domselaar comes into the 11 for this midweek game, and then it looks to be they will change the system. Well, they stick with the change system we saw against Brighton, the 4-4-2, and it will be a back four of McCabe, Catley, Williamson, and Fox. The same back four that have kept two clean sheets now this season, and they're sticking with them once again. Across the four then, it's Caitlin Ford on the left-hand side, Beth Mead on the right-hand side with Little and Vouty in the middle. And it looks like the front two will be composed of Frida Marnham and Alessia Russo. Now, this could be the 4-2-3-1 we've seen a lot, but we saw the 4-4-2 on Friday night, and I'd expect it to be the same 4-4-2 once again tonight. But it worked massively against Brighton, changing the system slightly. If it works, if it pays off once again tonight, then they could be on the money, Arsenal. They looked absolutely brilliant. I mean, they wiped the floor with a Brighton side who have looked really top quality since the start of the season. And I think that once again, Arsenal under Renée Slegers proving that perhaps they are back to their best. I think obviously Caldente dropped again, but I kind of understand it, to be honest. When you win 5-0, it is very hard to make changes, and it says a lot that the only change, is in goal. There's no outfielders have been swapped from the team that played Brighton, and I think that's expected. You win 5-0, you're going to play the same team. If it works once, it's probably going to work again. But it'll be interesting to see what Arsenal can come out with. This is a big game because I think that Arsenal have looked very, very good since Renée Slegers came in. They've beaten who they should have beaten. They got a draw at Man United that probably should have been a win. But for me, this is Slegers' toughest test yet. This is the most difficult team that Arsenal have faced since Eidevall was sacked. This is a Juventus side who are currently top of the Serie A Femminile. You know, they're unbeaten so far in the league. Their only loss of the season came against Bayern Munich. So for Arsenal, travelling over to Italy tonight, it is going to be very, very difficult. This is a Juventus side who, I mean, they've got aspirations to go far. They want to go deep in this tournament as well, just like Arsenal do. And I do think that Arsenal have got to be careful tonight because, you know, we saw how they got torn apart by Bayern Munich when they travelled away to Germany. I don't think that'll happen again tonight because I do think that obviously Bayern Munich are probably, you know, a bit better than Juventus, but Arsenal got to be careful. They're going to have to play their A game because this is an incredible Juventus side who are kind of, you know, taking the league by storm. They've looked very, very comfortable, and I do think that if they get on the front foot, if they start well, you know, they've scored so many goals this season. It's been incredible. So, you know, a high-scoring Juventus side versus, you know, an Arsenal side, I mean, who've just won 5-0. Maybe win for loads of goals tonight. Maybe that's the way to look at it, is that this is going to be a goal-scoring affair towards the high end. And I do think that Juventus will challenge Arsenal. I think a lot more than people expect. I think there'll be some people that will want Arsenal to come over. They just beat Brighton 5-0. They've won every game. They've unbeaten under Renée Slegers, and they should come over to Juventus and beat them. But it's going to be very, very difficult. I think this Arsenal side, I like the fact it's changed. I do like the fact that Slegers is mixing it up a little bit because, as we've said in previous games, that the only reason they were really beating other teams was the fact that it was the man management and the morale rather than the actual tactics. The tactics that we saw at the start under Slegers were pretty much identical to Eidevall. What we've started to see, what we saw against Brighton and what we could see once again tonight is that Renée Slegers is adding her own touch to this Arsenal tactic and kind of getting away from what Eidevall was doing and playing her own way, which is what you want to see. You want to see, hopefully, she will develop into a top manager. Whether that's at Arsenal or whether that's elsewhere, we don't know yet. But once again, tonight is a brilliant opportunity for Renée Slegers to prove to the higher-ups at Arsenal that she deserves to stay in the job. I mean, if she remains unbeaten despite the fact they've played Juventus, Manchester United, Brighton, what more could she have done so far to prove that she is fit for the job? And I do think that in a manager market that is very scarce and running low on options, I do think Slegers is a top quality coach. I do think she can become a very good manager, and she's probably the best option Arsenal have got right now. But I think tonight, hopefully, she will prove that once again, that she can challenge in the biggest competitions against the biggest teams. And for Arsenal, this is massive. A lot of people, yes, there's still 3 games to go after this, but this is the game, as I said at the very start, this is the game that could potentially decide who goes through. They've got to play each other again, but tonight is where you get that one ahead of the opposition. You beat them tonight, you go into next week with the upper hand. And especially Arsenal, they're at home next week. If they can get the win against Juventus away, play them next Thursday at home at the Emirates, you'd expect them to make a very, very good go of it. And then suddenly they win that, and all they've got to do is beat Vålerenga, and they're through to the UWCL knockouts. And that's what Arsenal are aiming for, really. They're back in the competition this season. They've had a mixed start, obviously. A decent win against Vålerenga when Slegers she'd only been in the job a day when they played Vålerenga, and obviously they got dismantled by Bayern Munich under Eidevall. This is a big game because if they lose tonight, they're suddenly on the back foot. They'll be 3 points behind Bayern Munich. They'll be 3 points behind Juventus. They could be 6 points behind Bayern Munich come the end of this evening. So this is huge. Arsenal can't afford to lose this, but so can't Juventus. It's as big for them as it is for the Gunners, and it's the flip way around for them. They're at home, so it's imperative that they get the win across the line tonight, and then they'll travel to the Emirates next Thursday, and they will hope to get a result against a very, very good Arsenal side, which I'm hoping they are going to prove once again. Jack says, same tactics side of how really difference is the players care. They do, yeah, the biggest difference is the players care, but I think that, changing to the 4-4-2 does show that, I've forgotten her name now, that Slegers, perhaps is going to try and mix it up a little bit. Yes, it's probably the same principles and the kind of same structures, but tweaking it slightly, it can make a huge difference sometimes in tactics. But we'll see. And you're right, the motivation, the morale it's been skyrocketed for Arsenal since Slegers took over. Russo, she had played well without the goals. She's now adding the goals to her game. I think Frida Marlin was very, very good. Caitlin Ford did a really good season non-stop. I think Friday night was a big night for Beth Mead as well, finally getting back on the score sheet. It's back, it's clean sheets now against West Ham, Vålerenga, Brighton, obviously the most recent one. Arsenal are starting to look like a complete unit across the pitch. They're keeping clean sheets, they're scoring loads of goals, and if this continues, they're going to cause some teams problems, and they're going to get back to where they want to be. Realistically, out of Europe at the moment in the WSL, their UWCL position is a little bit precarious, so they need to start getting. They need to keep these big results going, and it starts once again tonight. And hopefully that they will. We will see that. We've seen the performance against the smaller sides. Hopefully that will reflect once again against the higher quality teams. I know they've played Man United, but again they drew that game. They didn't win that game. Yes, they were all over them, but they didn't win that game, and that was absolutely huge. Emily says, I think it'll be Juventus 2, Arsenal 1. I definitely think it's going to be a close game. I agree there. I can see Juventus winning, definitely. As I said, they're unbeaten bar the Bayern Munich game. They haven't lost a single game domestically, and they've beaten Vålerenga, so I can definitely see them getting a win tonight. And Bryce asks where you can watch the game, and as Jack says, it is on DAZN. Yeah, it's on DAZN. So make sure, go watch the stream, watch the game at the same time, get involved, and hopefully we'll all be trekked to a really, really good game of football. But yeah, we are closing in now on kickoff, and I think both sides are starting to come out. So we will get into some predictions. So Emily has got a prediction out there already of Juventus 2, Arsenal 1. Anyone else tuning in right now, make sure to get your predictions in, and I will make sure to read them out and comment on them. But yeah, it's a big night for these two sides in the UWCL. Arsenal really hoping to win, to represent. It's been a really good start for England. Man City and Chelsea are absolutely flying. Arsenal, they want to catch up to them. A win tonight will put Arsenal into the top two places of the group, and obviously those two places would see them through as it stands. Still halfway, would only be halfway through, but it would be a good starting place for the Gunners. FPL Bailey says, evening gents or gent. Yes, only myself tonight, so just a singular gent. But either way, it's good. If there's one of me or two of us, there's not two of me. It's either way, it's going to be a really, really fun night. But I should probably get into my own prediction, actually. Just before that, Avery Watchalong says, anyone know how to watch it in USA? I believe it should be on DAZN. If it's not on DAZN, then I'm not quite sure. Apologies. But yeah, I think it's on DAZN, Avery. I'll get into my prediction then. I am going to go. Now, I haven't thought about this, so this is a good start. I'm going to go for a draw. I can't split the two sides. I think both sides have looked really, really good recently. I'll go Juventus 2, Arsenal 2. I think the home side will start the fastest, and it'll be a goal from Boateng. I think Arsenal will then equalise through Alessia Russo. The Gunners will then take the lead through... Who's going to score Arsenal's second goal? I'll go Beth Mead to get 2 goals in 2 games. And then it'll be an equaliser from... I'll go an equaliser from Vangsgaard to make it a level game. And we'll finish 2-2 tonight. Everyone's getting predictions in. FPL Bailey with a huge prediction of Juventus 0, Arsenal 6. I mean, that would be something. I'd be surprised if it was that convincing. But you never know in football. I like the rogueness of it. FPL Bailey. Alex says, get well soon, Jack. Yeah, get well soon, Jack, everyone. Yi Chen says, Arsenal 3-1. Again, I can definitely see that happening. I think it'll be a bit closer than that, but 3-1 could be spot on. Jack goes Juventus 2, Arsenal 1. So, a nice mix of predictions. I've gone for a draw. A couple of people going for an Arsenal win. FPL Bailey going for an incredible Arsenal victory with 6 goals. Some people going for a Juventus win. That's what it's going to be tonight. It's going to be a very, very close game. And if both sides play to their best abilities, I mean, I've gone for a draw for that reason. I just can't see a way that these two sides are split after 90 minutes. But we're going to find out, because the 90 minutes is about to get underway. A big night of UWCL action. It does begin here. Emily says 2-2 is a great shout. Thank you. I'm hoping I'm going to be right. And Amber says where to watch. We believe it is on DAZN, Amber. So DAZN wherever you are. And we are about to get underway in this game. A huge 90 minutes. And Juventus do get us started. Arsenal get us started. They're the ones in black. They're not sure why they're playing in their away kit, but they fancy it because, yeah, they're away from home. Whoever. But it's a big night for Arsenal. Even if they get the result, again, it's all about performance as well. And yes, they need the 3 points massively, but they're still in this new phase of the football club. A good performance against a top side is exactly what they need. And here is Caitlin Ford on the ball, but that is a really poor pass, and it is cut out by Caruso. And I think that Arsenal are going to have to be careful tonight because, as I said, this is the best opposition they've faced since Slegers came in. Juventus are going to be up for it. It's an interesting stadium. I would say there's an atmosphere, but it is. I can't really see a stand at the moment, so hopefully there is one somewhere. Alex says, how to watch on the UK DAZN YouTube isn't showing. Alex, the game isn't on DAZN YouTube. It should be on the DAZN, app, the DAZN app. I don't think it's on YouTube. But yeah, I don't think it's on here. I think it's on the app or the web page or something. But yeah, if you can't find the game, anyone, make sure to stick around. I'm gonna try and describe the game as best as possible. And speaking of, that is a great interception from Kim Little and puts it out for Juventus' throw. But unsurprisingly, the home side starting on the front foot. They will feel that there's a good opportunity tonight if they get onto Arsenal early doors that they can just try and cause them some problems. However, that throw was really poor and Leovalti wins it back. And Arsenal will look to come forward. It's a lovely give and go between her and Ford, but it's a big tackle from, I think it's Caruso in there again with another great tackle. And playing some really good stuff. Here's Vansgaard holding it up for her teammates, and she slotted it through, and it's not a bad effort from, trying to work out who that is. It's a save by Van Donselaar, and the effort came from Cantore running through there. Arsenal got caught out. It looked to be offside, but the flag didn't go up. And a huge save from the Arsenal goalkeeper to keep this game level. And now it's a corner for the home side. A really fast start in the first 2 minutes from Juventus. And to take the corner will be Bergamaschi. It's a short corner. It's swung into the box. It's hooked clear by Russo. Arsenal will look to go, but it's smashed back into the area. And Williamson can get it gone as far as the halfway line. But it will be recycled by the captain Caruso. Fought well, though, by Beth Mead. Forcing her backwards. Caruso, a lovely little roulette turn to stay on the ball. And then Lenzini will bring it down and try and play out. It's not a bad ball. Vangsgaard drops in to receive it. And Arsenal have done well there. They've pushed Juventus back pretty substantially. And have kept the home side at bay there after a very fast start. Yichen says the camera angle is so weird. What, on here or on the game? If it's on the game, I don't know. Let me know which one you mean there. That's a lovely ball into the box from Boateng, but cleared away by Steph Catley. Recycled once again by Caruso. Plays it into Vangsgaard. Arsenal do win it back though. Leovalti with a huge interception in there. A big midfield battle already brewing between the both sides in there with a pivot and a lot of touches on the ball in the middle of the park for both teams. Neither side has really got the ball down. As I said, the home side have probably started the better team, but Arsenal have done well, and now they're getting on the ball themselves. Although that isn't a great ball from Leah Williamson. Ford can't get there, but it was actually poked out by a Juventus player, and Arsenal will take the throw in. But yeah, Renée Slegers there. It's been a crazy month or two for herself, given the job of interim manager, and is now performing at a very, very high level and getting her team to play brilliantly in every game so far under her reign. As Arsenal now get themselves on the ball, it's important that they do find a period just to get themselves on the ball and to calm this game down, because Juventus have started fast. Although here come Arsenal, and there was a use of the arm there to pull the ball back. I can't work out. It was Cascarino. I think it was a weird one. So the ball's gone long. Cascarino's fallen over the ball, and then as Mead goes to take it in her stride, Cascarino just uses her arm. Whether it's accidental, whether it's on purpose, no one's going to know. But it will be an Arsenal free kick and an opportunity now for, I think it'll be Katie McCabe to work Pero Magnin in the Juventus net. But yeah, an opportunity then. About 20 yards out, Mead and McCabe over it. Juventus sorting out their wall. A good opportunity now. We know how good Katie McCabe is from dead ball situations. Beth Mead's also good from this area. There is a discussion between those two and Kim Little as well. I don't think Kim Little's taking it. I think they're talking over what the plan is here. 5 minutes gone then. McCabe with a chance. Whether she's going to shoot, whether she's going to put it in the box, we don't quite know. McCabe will eventually kick the ball, hopefully. Here we go. It's movement in the penalty area. The ball is gone for a goal. It's not a bad effort, and it's a really good save from Pero Magnin to tip it over. I said how dangerous Katie McCabe was in those areas. It's not a bad ball, so it's not a bad effort. And it's a good save from the Juventus keeper. Parries it over quite convincingly. And now Arsenal will have the resulting corner. Beth Mead over the ball on the far side. McCabe's gone short. Doesn't fancy that option. Ball is put in. It's not a bad one. It's not headed away. It's not dealt with. It is headed wide. Everyone's appealing for it. And it's been given a goal kick. I think it was Leah Williamson there who the ball fell to. We'll have a look here. Oh no, that should be a corner. Williamson doesn't flick it on. It's actually flicked on by Cascarino, I think. Arsenal were rightfully frustrated by that, but Juventus will take the goal kick and they will keep possession of the ball. Bergamaschi there is intercepted. Katie McCabe with a big tackle there, getting back in after she got caught a little bit too high. But a fast start to this game from both sides now. The home side started quickly. Arsenal responded. Here is Boateng. Plays it inside. And that is a lovely ball over the top into the path of Cantare, who comes inside. Will play it across to Bergamaschi with a good opportunity here. And it's not a bad strike. And it is claimed by Van Zomslaar on the second time of asking. Parried the first shot and managed to get her hands on it. It was a lovely run by Bakari. Found Bergamaschi out there. And not a bad save. Good reactions from Van Zomslaar. She initially parried it. Cantore was running in. But the goalkeeper recovered it well. And she goes long here looking for Alessia Russo. It runs all the way through though. And we'll go back to Pero Magnin. Juventus now going to take their turn. Just to get their foot onto the ball. And just to take a moment or two. Campslu Training asked, what are you watching the game on? I'm watching it on DAZN. Which I think is you can watch that anywhere in the world, I'm pretty sure. Or at least in the majority of places. If you can't find the game though, feel free to stick around and get involved with the stream. This is good footle from Arsenal, and that is a ball looking for Alessia Russo that just was out of her reach, and that will run through to Pero Magnin. But Arsenal already looking for that direct ball into Alessia Russo. Such a versatile striker, you can play it into her and she can hold it up, or you can knock it beyond her and she can run onto it. Very useful to have a striker who can do both. Boateng looks to go long as well, but that has got too much on it, and that will run through to the opposing goalkeeper, Van Zomslaar. But a competitive start to this game, as we would have expected. Both sides playing very well at the moment, very well at the moment, and a fast start to this game. Arsenal playing out the back well here. Fox on the ball, goes down the line to Beth Mead, who goes back to Emily Fox. And Mead finding herself in a very deep position here. She can turn it around and find Caitlin Ford, who's a good turn. Trying to get past Lenzini. Finds the ball out wider to Katie McCabe, who comes back inside to Kim Little. Vouty now on the ball. Finds Fox. All the wide. That's a lovely run, from Emily Fox, who again looks to slide through Rousseau, who might get there before the goalkeeper. She does, but it spills out. Pero Magnine is still down after that collision between Rousseau and the goalkeeper. And the ball will be kicked out, and hopefully Pero Magnine is okay. But yeah, that is numerous times now where Arsenal have tried to find that ball through to Alessia Russo. Clearly that is the game plan, to play that ball in behind, get her to run onto it, try and beat the defender. It was actually good defending from Callie Garris in there. I think it was actually the centre-half who collided with Pero Magnine. I don't think Alessia Russo actually touched the goalkeeper. No, she didn't. So a collision there between the two teammates, and hopefully Pero Magnine will be okay. Alex says in Europe game is DAZN app TV or... Okay, thank you. So yeah, if you are in Europe, you can find it on the DAZN app. But a good start to this game. We're 10 minutes, or yeah, just over 10 minutes through now, and Juventus are struggling with that through ball. Once Arsenal work out how much to weight to put on the ball, I think it could be pretty deadly. Because at the moment, the ball just has too much on it. It's being overhit and it's running through to Pero Magnine. If they can get that ball a little bit closer to Russo, further away from the goalkeeper, if you're going to go long, or you're going to play the ball in behind, you've got to play it out wide and let Russo run into the channels. If you play it through the centre, that ball is going to run through to the goalkeeper every single time. Speaking of the goalkeeper, Pero Magnine is back to her feet and looks to be okay to continue, which is what you all want to see. But yeah, long throw then from McCabe into Russo, who will hold it up against Caligaris. It's not a bad ball in. Mead manages to chest it down, but hooked away only as far as Emily Fox. Here is Beth Mead. Plays a lovely little 1-2 with Frida Marnham. Mead holds on to it just about. Fox, nice ball into Marnham, who flicks it around the corner. Finds Emily Fox again. This is really good football. The ball's put in there. It's hooked away just as far as the edge of the penalty area, and Juventus do deal with that one. But it will be an Arsenal throw. Fast start from the much better football, really tidy play, and it won't be an Arsenal throw, apparently. It will be a Juventus throw, and it will be Cascarino to take it. Laura Orban asks, where can I watch it, guys? And as Alex G said in the comment above, it is on the DAZN app. But once again, if you can't find the game, make sure to stick around and join us all in this stream for this game. It's lovely football between Russo and Marnham's bursting in the box. She gets a shot away. It's a good tackle from Cascarino. Falls to Russo, and it's a good save from Pero Magnine. But Arsenal have got a good spell going. Frida Marnham at the heart and centre of all of it. Huge tackling there from Cascarino. Marnham managed to poke it to Russo, who's not a bad effort, and it's a good save from the Juventus keeper. But Arsenal starting to put on the pressure in the last 5 minutes. Juventino cheering for Juve. Of course, all fans are welcome here. Juve, Arsenal, neutral, whoever you are supporting tonight. The polling chat, though, seems to be pretty dominated by the Arsenal fans. 69% of you thinking that Arsenal will win this game, but a decent 26% do back the Italian team, with only 4% going for a draw. Poor draws never get the love. No one votes for a draw. And that is a poor pass from Mead, and it is pounced on by Cantore, who will put the ball into the area looking for Vansgaard, but it hasn't got enough on it, and Kim Little will cut it out. And again, Arsenal will look to play out. Williamson, not many options here, finds Kim Little. Playing around their own penalty area, Arsenal, it is a risky game, but if it pays off, it can be huge. Williamson on the ball again. Finds Steph Catley, Steph Catley, what a season she's had. Since Renée Slegers has come in, we've seen Catley starting the most games at centre-half. And not her natural position, but she's done a very, very good job playing as the left-sided centre-back. Here is McCabe. Finds Leah Vouty. McCabe manages to tackle her own teammate, almost. Here is Williamson. Williamson finds the ball into Caitlin Ford, who will look to turn, but stopped well by Lenzini. Here is Emily Fox with space to run into, and Fox will do exactly that. Finds Ford. Ford now finds Russo. Russo will go further wide to Beth Mead. Beth Mead will swing it in the box. It's not a bad ball, and it's a good header away. And it will be a Arsenal corner. Not a bad start, though, from Arsenal. As I've said, first 15 minutes, the home side started the better team, but Arsenal have grown into this game. They've got themselves their third corner of the match. Yi Chen says, any thought on celebrating 2,000 subscribers? Not yet, but if there's something you guys want us to do, then I don't know, tell us. We haven't really thought about it yet. But yeah, if you want us to celebrate it somehow, let us know. Alex G says, honestly, Alessia must do better. Her finish is not good enough at the moment. Well, to be fair, I do think that the goals have kind of grown into her game recently. I think she. The thing with Russo is it's not her goal scoring. Her goal scoring doesn't do everything. It's her positioning. It's her selfless runs. There's a lot of work that Russo does that doesn't involve finding the back of the net, but it is massively beneficial for Arsenal. And I think that perhaps sometimes that is the bigger role. But I mean, I don't think she's done too badly tonight. I do think perhaps she could score a few more, but I think it's the selfless work that Russo does to help the rest of the team that should really be what you focus on when you think about Alessia Russo. Gary Weisen went to the stream saying 190 viewers, let me make that 120. Well done, guys. Hazard pulling in the viewers today. Thank you, Gary. It's a big game. Everyone's turned up for the big game. We all want to be here. It's a huge match in the UWCL. Arsenal, or both sides, really needing a victory tonight. So it makes sense. Everyone's going to be here for what is going to be a very, very good game of football. And Chief Gunners saying Arsenal with 2 love hearts. Again, a lot of Arsenal support in here tonight. And I think that's been huge. I think what we've seen since Slegers come over came in is that not only have the players believed more, but I think the fans have believed more as well. And that has been absolutely huge for Arsenal. There's a lot of fans that were not enjoying the side of Al Slegers is in. They're playing better football, and the fans are back on side watching the Gunners. But yeah, a much rejuvenated. They look, to be honest, Arsenal look completely different from what we saw at the start of the season. And once again, I think that's been reflected tonight. They've turned up at a very good Juventus side, and they're enjoying their football. And that is a lovely long ball, finding the feet of Caitlin Ford. She's got Lenzini and Bergamaschi for company, and it's a bit of smart defending. Bergamaschi kicks it into Ford and wins herself a goal kick. But once again, we're seeing that long ball, that direct ball from Arsenal into Russo or into one of the wide players that is causing some issues for Juventus. Obviously, playing a back three means that either when you get those wide players involved, either the wing backs have got to track back, which hurts them when they're coming forward, or they're not going to come back, and it leaves you in a 3-on-3. Long ball there. Van Domselaar comes and sweeps up, and her clearance actually turns into a brilliant pass to pick out Caitlin Ford. Here's Kim Little. Little finds Emily Fox. Fox has had a lot of space to run into tonight, and she's found that space once again. Goes wider to Beth Mead. Mead back into Fox. Fox will go back to Mead. 1-2s between the two of them. Now gets Leia Valti involved. Lovely turn. Lays it into the path of Fox. Fox is running everywhere tonight. She's just finding all the free space. And it's working perfectly. Juventus, though, have done well here to force Arsenal back. And now Leia Williamson does have possession of the ball. She goes to Steph Catley, who finds a nice ball into Ford, who will go down the line to Alessia Russo. Here come Arsenal once again. Russo into Little. Little's been blocked by the referee, and Little gives the referee a little push. No pun intended, and Juventus have got the ball back, and it's not a bad ball towards Vangsgaard. Van Domselaar will claim. But Arsenal frustrated there. Russo plays the ball into Little. Little's going to run onto it, and the referee's just stood in her way. It's I understand why they're annoyed. Referee not doing very well there to stay out of the way. Gary says, think this is the first time seeing you stream on a Tuesday. It used to be your day off. No, Jazz Day. No, Jack is unwell, so he couldn't stream tonight. And well, usually we haven't done Tuesdays because if the Chelsea women have been playing in the UWCL, we've gone to the game, so we haven't been doing Tuesdays. But the UWCL also rotates. So one week they play Tuesday, Wednesday. The next week they play Wednesday, Thursday. So we do if the games are on Tuesdays, we'll do Tuesdays. But there's not usually a game on a Tuesday, to be completely honest. But we're here. And we're having a good time. Here's Caitlin Ford. She's had a good game already today. Had a good season as well. Cuts inside. Looks to go past Lenzini. We'll find Leia Valti. Katie McCabe now on the ball. Back to Valti. Inside to Kim Little. Who goes back to Ford. Ford looking to beat Lenzini. Does beat Lenzini. Puts a good ball in. It's not dealt with very well. Russo gets on the end of it. And it's another good save from Pero Magnin to deny Alessia Russo. Arsenal putting more pressure onto the Juventus backline. Little. Again, the referee gets in Arsenal's way, but luckily Leia Valti manages to dodge her. It's like Juventus are playing with 12 players tonight. The referee keeps getting in the way. Cascarino, a big tackle, though, dispossesses Beth Mead, and Juventus will look to move it forwards. Here is Cantare. Will look to go in behind, but Steph Catley will win it back. Not a great pass, will only just reach Caitlin Ford, who does get dispossessed, but Kate McKay's had enough of that and fires it up the field. It's a 50-50 here between Cascarino and Mead, and Cascarino will win it. Here is Boateng, back inside to Caruso. Caruso, pass nearly got intercepted by Caitlin Ford, but it did reach Bergamaschi, who will now put the ball in for Juventus. It's not a great ball in. Vangsgaard will stick a stray foot at it. It will fall to Boateng at the back post, who puts it back into the area, headed away by Kim Little. Recycled again by Juventus. Arranged from effort that wasn't very good and straight into the arms of Daphne van Domsela. Alex says 2 high lines I watch Nashville. It is incredible. These two sides playing very, very high. It does mean that it's so congested in the middle because if you think about it, both sides are very, very high at the pitch, which means all 20 of the outfielders are kind of in the same third of the pitch. And it's making for a really close game. And both sides, because it means that when you do have the ball, you're under a lot of pressure because the two teams are so close. But yeah, 3 shots each so far in the first 20 minutes. It's been a good start to this game. Gary says, sorry to hear Jack's unwell, hope he's back in action soon. That pauses to realise the little pun. I know, I was quite proud of myself, to be honest, Gary. I thought I did quite well. Arsenal back on the ball then. And I think that Renée Slegers will probably be the happier of the two managers. Arsenal probably have had the better quality chances, 2 of them falling to Alessia Russo and forcing 2 good saves out of Pero Magnin. Valti holding up the ball. Finds Caitlin Ford. Goes back to Leia Williamson, who will use Beth Mead, who drops in. Fox goes down the line to Russo. Russo in a battle with Carrigalis. Finds Beth Mead. Here's Fox. Fox once again finding the space to run into him. Will have a go from range. It's not a bad effort. And another really good save from Pero Magnin. And the referee's given a goal kick. Brilliant from Emily Fox. Drives inside. Beats Schatzer. Has a go on her left foot. The referee's given a goal kick despite the fact that Pero Magnin saved it. I'm not really sure how that's a goal kick. I mean, Pero Magnin's just saved it. But anyway, Juventus have played from the goal kick and they're playing football. Yisha says, what the referee doing? Always stuck in the way. I think the referee's got in the way 3 times now. But the problem is, it's not stopping the game because she's not like getting in the way of the ball. She's getting in the way of the Arsenal players. They're making a run to the ball and the ref just stood there. And I mean, that one, I don't really know how that's a goal kick. Pero Magnin has saved the shot. She's tipped over the bar. But yeah, never mind. Here is Carrigalis. Finds Caruso. Caruso spins past Leia Valti. Looks to find the ball into Vangsgaard, but won back by Arsenal. Little into Ford, who will play a lovely ball in behind to Freedom Marnham, but the flag is up and it will be a free kick to Juventus. Alex's thoughts on Mariona just warming the bench. It is an interesting one. Obviously, an incredible player. But the problem is, she was dropped on Friday night when they won 4-0. And to be honest, I think it's hard. The problem is when you win 5-0, it's hard to make changes. And I think Mead looked very good on Friday night, and Fords looked really good all season. And so when you put it that way, I think it's hard to bring in Calrente. Yes, you could say player in the 10, but again, Frida Marnham's also played well. But I do get your point. You can't bench Mariona Calrente forever because she will just leave. But yeah, I think Calrente's had a decent start to life at Arsenal. Not a brilliant one. Still to really, I think, hit her A game. But yeah, I get your point. I think tonight it makes sense because they looked so good without her on Friday night. But I would expect to see Calrente back in the 11 for the next couple games. Russo on a good run hit, brought down by Boateng. That will be an Arsenal free kick. Jack asks, how are Barca not winning, by the way, 84 possession? 80, what's 84 possession mean? 84% possession. I mean, that is incredible. I mean, Poulton have barely touched the ball, but I mean, Poulton gave Man City a game. Perhaps they can give Barcelona a game as well. Boniface Gitau, sorry if that's not how you say your name, but says, where can I watch it? And the game is on the zone. Alex says, don't worry, Barca will score against Austrians. Yeah, they might. They probably will score eventually. Gary says 84% is just an average day for Barcelona. Yeah, I mean, that's probably their lowest percent possession of the season. Arsenal do take that free kick, by the way. Lanzini will cut it out before it reaches Caitlin Ford, and it is an Arsenal throw. But yeah, throw then, played into Russo. Holds it up well for Kim Little. Kim Little makes a good run, looking for Beth Mead in the penalty area, and a big tackle in there from Cascarino. The ball is recycled though, by Caitlin Ford. Arsenal thinks she was fouled by Vangsgaard. Referee says play on. Vangsgaard skips past a tackle from Katie McCabe and plays a ball across the pitch. Will it reach Cantore? Yes, it will. She goes wider still to Boateng. Boateng will go back down the line. Will Emily Fox get there? No, she won't. 1-2 play between Boateng and I can't work who that is on the left hand side. But the ball was put in. It was claimed by Van Domselaar anyway. But this is the thing. I think Arsenal have probably played the better football, but Juve, both sides look dangerous when they come forward. Arsenal come forward more than Juve do, but Juve, when they do get the ball into Arsenal's third, they do put a little bit of pressure on. And Arsenal have got to be careful. Yichen says, I would say Mariona is the reason we still hang in there, though. Yeah, probably. I mean, she's that kind of player that she, when she's on the bench, she will come on and make a difference. If she starts, she'll make a difference from minute one. Calrente is one of those where it doesn't matter where she plays in the first minute or the 70th minute. When she's on the pitch, she will make a difference because she is an incredible footballer. Although, here comes Frida Marnham, puts a ball in, punched away only as far as the edge of the area, not cleared well by Juventus, and eventually Caruso gets it gone. But only as far as Katie McCabe. Here is Frida Marnham. Goes into Russo, who looks to go back to Marnham. It's really good football from Arsenal. The ball's got to come in. It does come in, but that is poor from Frida Marnham and rolls straight into the gloves of Pero Magnin. Jack says, Marnham has as many goals as Shaw this season for club and country. Wow. That's an incredible stat. As Alex says, Marnham got a hat-trick for Norway. Fair enough. I mean, clearly in very, very good form, Frida Marnham. And that's why Calrente's benched, because Marnham's played brilliantly all season, so has Caitlin Ford, and Beth Mead looks superb on Friday night. She deserves to start again. Cascarino going direct for Juventus into Vangsgaard, brings it down superbly, will turn, will shoot. That is a poor effort though, and Van Domselaar will come out and claim that very easily. Arsenal will get the game moving once again. Here, they're doing very well to control possession. I'll tell you what, I think one of our biggest criticisms of Arsenal has actually been the pivot, and especially Kim Little. Kim Little's had a really good game. She's got a lot of space in there to be to use and to get on the ball and to play. And I do think that, I think this has probably been Kim Little's best game of the season so far. I know we're only half an hour in, a lot can change, but Kim Little has played very well tonight. But yeah. And while Arsenal are knocking around the back, I'm going to have to say to all of you watching right now, if you haven't left a like, please do. If you haven't hit subscribe, please do. As we said earlier, it would mean a lot, and we are pushing towards that 2,000 mark. We're only, how many? I don't even know how many we're off it, to be honest. About 80 or 70, 80. So please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button. It would mean a lot. We're so close to that big 2,000. It'll be a big milestone to hit. And, the more subs we gain, the better content we produce. Here is Vanguard for Juventus. Goes back to Schatzer. Into Cascarino. Cascarino will look to cross it in. She'll put the ball in, looking for Vanguard. Vanguard will connect with it, but the assistant referee on the far side has her flag in the air, and it will be ruled offside. John says, Alex Stadium's never seemed ideal for creating a decent atmosphere for football. Yeah, I think, you're right, because you put the fans so far away from the pitch because there's a massive running track in between, but also athletic stadiums, tend to have less stand capacity. They don't make great atmospheres, but I can see the away fans on the far side there. A strong Arsenal supporters travelled out to Italy tonight. Great to see. A lot of Gunners, a lot of fans getting behind the Gunners, although they won't like that pass from Marnham because it's picked off by Cascarino. The left centre half coming forward on the run, and Beth Mead is a bit too forceful there, and Juventus win the free kick. Cascarino didn't appreciate it, but Beth Mead does not fancy that battle, and Cascarino will let her go. Yeah, just a bit too forceful there. Beth Mead practically pushes the centre half over. Alex says, is Catley at the moment better at centre back than Wubben-Moy and Reed? If you asked me that before this season, I'd have said no. I'd have said Wubben-Moy is much better, and obviously Catley isn't a out and out centre half. But since Catley's come into that left centre half role, Arsenal look really, really solid, and I think Catley's had a really, really good season. So I don't think you can. The proof's in the pudding. Catley has played the majority of the games under Slegers as the left centre half. They've kept clean sheets in all but one of those games. So I don't think you can argue against the fact that Catley is the best option right now. And with Catley there, Williamson looks to be playing better as well, which is harsh because, as you say, Wubben-Moy is a very, very good centre half on her day, and Reed is obviously one for the future. But yeah, definitely. It's a debate to be had because Catley's playing very well right now. I don't think you can argue against it. Long ball there from Arsenal, and Caligaris is forced to clear that out of play. Boniface says, these players just need to get Kafaji, who can play through passes to Russo, not just playing set pieces. Kafaji's another one. Perhaps we could have seen her start tonight, but as we spoke about with Caldente, Marnham is playing so well right now, it would be very difficult to drop her. And realistically, obviously, we could see Kafaji out wide, but again, it's the same point. Ford and Mead have looked really good, so it is hard. I think Kafaji is a top quality player, and her numbers so far in her career have been through the roof. And obviously, we saw her get minutes against West Ham, and she looked absolutely brilliant in that game. She's one of those players where definitely a bright future ahead of her, but she does need to get minutes on the board. I'd expect her to come on and play today. But yeah, I think a very, very good player, Rosa Kafaji. That is a long ball coming from Bergamashki that is won back by Arsenal. Here is Leia Vauti. Looks to go down the line to Alessia Russo. Cut out by Cascarino, but put out a play by Cascarino and will be an Arsenal throw. Jack says Barca 1-0. That is to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Noah Charles, welcome to the stream, says 2-1 please. Is that 2-1 Juventus or 2-1 Arsenal? But yeah, let me know who you're supporting there. Just no idea why Slegers refused to play Cadena. And Alex says Cadena has some stinkers under Jonas. But I think, to be fair, I think you could say the same point for Wubben-Moy and for Williamson. That's the I think Slegers has found her partnership. I think of Williamson and Catley. In there, it's worked quite well. But as you say, Cadena, Wubben-Moy, both capable centre-halves. They did struggle, but so did Williamson. So if you're going to give Williamson all the minutes, why don't you give the minutes to Godina? And why don't you give the minutes to Ubemoy? It's a tough debate we have. There's a lot of competition going on in that centre-half space for Arsenal. Here is Frida Marnham, out wide to Caitlin Ford. Just over 10 minutes until half-time. Arsenal looking to find the breakthrough, but won back by Schatzer, who will play a lovely pass out to Boateng on the left-hand side. Boateng will switch the play to Vangsgaard. Not a bad ball at all. She will look to play over the top, but it won't work, and Arsenal will cut it out. Alex says Layers club legend, she always plays when fit. That is true. I do think she struggled both for Arsenal and England at the start of this season. Has looked better in the last couple of game weeks. That does have to be said, but it's not been her best season, I'll be honest. Ford there looks to turn, is deliberately pulled back by Bergamaschi. Lenzini. Who will now have a chat with the referee. Very easy free kick to be given that. Jack says she played the last 30 minutes against Brighton but only started the West Ham game under Slegers. It's interesting, but as I said, I think there's plenty of minutes to go round. They'll be fighting in 4 competitions come the end of the season. They'll be hoping to be in 4 competitions come the end of the season. So there's plenty of place to keep the players fresh and keep rotating. That is a good free kick from Arsenal. Here is Alessia Russo. Russo with a good turn. Looks to find Marnham with a big tackle in there though. And Juventus look to progress. There was a foul in there. Will the referee put it back? Yes, she will. Juventus will take the free kick. Yi Chen says a fine pass, only got one. Surprising though. Yeah, really good start to the game for Polton. They put out a really good fight. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the wide players, I feel like the wide players for Juventus really, Bakary and Cantore haven't got involved much tonight, to be honest. We've seen a lot of drifting from Vangsgaard and kind of the wing backs of Bergamaschi and Boateng making the runs beyond. Haven't seen much of Cantore, haven't seen much of Bakary. But I do think if Juventus can get those players, they're very good players. If they get them in the game, they can try and cause some issues. But yeah. Clara, welcome, says Katarina Kuhl deserves more game time. 100% agree. I think a very, very good player on her day. But again, we have that same debate in that it's a hard one. There's a lot of players to play in those in every area, whether it's centre half or it's in midfield, wherever for Arsenal. And yeah, I think what Slegers is trying to do is that she's managed to get an 11 that is playing well and getting results. As an interim manager, you're not going to change that. You're going to play it pretty safe, which is why we haven't seen as much Kafaji as we wanted to. We haven't seen as much of Cooney Cross. We haven't seen Kadina, Woodmoy. We haven't seen any changes to the original 11 very often from Slegers. And I think that's because she's found this core 11 that she wants to win the game. That she knows will probably win the game and get results. And she doesn't want to take a risk that she won't get a result. This is brilliant football from Arsenal. Marnham's got a huge opportunity. And it will find the back of the net. Arsenal do find the breakthrough. Frida Marnham. It was a piece of brilliant play. They've torn through Juventus there. Juventus camped in their own penalty area. Beautiful play from the Gunners, and the away side take the lead. And a brilliant finish from a player who is in brilliant form right now, Frida Marnham. As we said, she's scored as many goals as Khadija Shaw this season for club and country. That's another goal for her club. Marnham strikes, and you say that Arsenal thoroughly deserve that. They've been the better side in the first 38 minutes, and Marnham gives the Gunners the lead. A lovely piece of play from Arsenal. Played right through Juventus there. We see it back here. It's Kim Little once again. Lovely ball into Ford, who plays such a good ball into Marnham, who pokes it past Pedro Magnin. And Arsenal have the lead. Brilliant start from the Gunners. A good first half. And they are rewarded with a goal through Frida Marnham. That's her first goal in the UWCL. Sorry, just going back to what was saying, but what what a half for Arsenal. 40 minutes with the better side, and now they've got the goal they much needed. They deserved that. Back to the drawing board from Juventus, but once again, it was the players that we're talking about in form linking up. I think Kim Little, so much better tonight. So much better. Her best performance of the season. She picks out Caitlin Ford, who plays a superb pass into Frida Marnham, and it was a composed finish from the attacking midfielder. But once again, Ford, Marnham, brilliant seasons, getting involved in the goals tonight. Clara asked, where can you watch the game? Once again, as we say, DAZN. The game is on DAZN, for anyone wondering. Noah Chow not happy with that Arsenal goal. But, Juventus, they're still in this game. Although here comes Caitlin Ford, looking to change that. Finds Kim Little. Little into Marnham, back to Little. Into Caitlin Ford. Once again, she goes back to the skipper, Kim Little. Arsenal playing some very nice football. That's a direct ball into Russo, who looks to turn Caligaris. Good defending, though, from the centre half. She wins it back and puts it out for a throw. Gary asks, have UWCL replaced groups in the new league system like the men's? No, not yet. That, as Alex says, that is next season. Still got group stages at this point in time, which some people prefer, some people don't. It divides opinion. It does mean though that no matter what the format is, every win is massive, and Arsenal are leading here after 40 minutes. I think a start. Arsenal have been the better side. I think they do make that goal, but they haven't been completely dominant. Juventus have come forward when they can, and that's the thing. When Juventus do come forward, they look dangerous. But the problem is, they're coming forward a little bit too rarely. And Arsenal back in possession, back in control of the game once again. And this is another first half performance where Renée Slegers has got her side playing some brilliant football. And the away fans on the far side are absolutely loving what they've seen so far. Russo holds the ball up, plays it into Beth Mead. Opportunity here for Arsenal. And apparently Beth Mead is offside. That will be a disappointment. She is a bit frustrated. It would have been close if she was offside. But the flag does go up. Gary says, the league system is going on me, must admit. I do agree. I do like it. I like both, to be honest. I have no complaints. Either way, we get to see some brilliant matches of football. But yeah, can't complain really. I think both. I like both, to be honest. I have no opinion on either. John says, Slegers to keep the job if Arsenal win this one. I think overall Slegers is definitely one of the favourites to keep the Arsenal job. They're unbeaten so far. They've looked really, really good. They've played much, much better. Clearly, there's a lot more belief. There's a lot more fight in this Arsenal team. And as you say, if they get a win tonight, this is another brilliant showing and another example that Renée Slegers potentially could be the next permanent manager for Arsenal. Here comes Caitlin Ford once again down the left-hand side, up against Lenzini. Looks to beat Lenzini, will beat Lenzini. It's not a bad ball in, but it goes right across the face of the goal. Beth Mead will recycle it, though, at this near corner. Goes into Emily Fox. Fox will put it in, looking for Russo. It's bouncing around. It's hit Russo. Russo is down on the floor. Hopefully she's okay. It was turned away, though. Not sure what quite. Fox puts the ball in here. And it's missed by Caragallis. And hits Russo in the abdomen. And hopefully she thinks she's a bit winded. Should be okay, though. Gary says, is Lehmann not usually a starter at Juve? She's played a bit part role. Didn't play the last game. But Juventus, they've got quite a lot of players. They do like to mix it up when they can. But she's not nailed on. Yichen says, Little's issues on Idval then. I don't know. I'll be honest. I think there's been games under Slegers where Kim Little hasn't played very well. I just think tonight, I think tonight is probably the best performance I've seen from Kim Little so far this season. I think overall Little has just struggled in the deeper role. She's been caught in possession too many times. The passes have been too sloppy. However, tonight she's got that right, and I think that she's been pinpoint. She's moved the ball quickly. She's got involved both offensively and defensively. I think Kim Little's had a superb game tonight. But I do think she has struggled under Slegers as well. Speaking of, here she is, and she finds the ball into Alessia Russo, who will go back to Caitlin Ford. 4-0 Barca, Jack says. Wow. I mean, they were 1-0 up about 10 minutes ago. And they've scored 3 goals in 10 minutes. That's really boring. But what else do you expect with Barcelona, eh? But yeah, Barcelona have won the game. Polton made it interesting. Barca had 84% of the ball, were messing with them, and have now just gone stuck 4 goals in. So that's fun. Alex says, next season, top 2 in England, generally a direct qualified, just 3rd as UWCL qualification playoffs. Wow, that's quite big. And that does mean that for us, if it is, whoever finishes 2nd won't have to, because you could say, the disadvantage for Man City this season was that their opening game was in between 2 qualifying fixtures. And yes, they won those easily, but there's still 2 games of football that you don't want. So that is good news for whoever does finish a runners up in the WSL. They will manage to skip that playoff. And obviously the same in Germany as well. Alex says Alicia Lehmann just use it for social media. Yeah, kind of. 2 minutes of additional time for in this game. So I just got to change it. But yeah, I do think that. Obviously Douglas Luiz going over there as well was probably the biggest factor in it. He was Boateng won back by Fox, and Mead will get it clear. Little struggles physically with the physicality in WSL. Yeah, that is also true. It's higher intensity. There's more pressure on her, and the players are a lot stronger. 5-0 Barca, getting at 9 again. Probably. They were the fact it's 5 already is incredible. But yeah, that's good fun. Just watching back a couple of chances here. This was Bakari's back heel into Boateng, but won back pretty easily by Arsenal. Yichen says Kira got a striker recently. Has she scored again? I mean, everyone scores at Barcelona, to be honest. I think when you score 9 goals in a game, there's a chance that most players are going to get. Everyone's going to score a goal at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if Catalina Cole scored one day. Whether they get like 9-0 up and just put her up front. Emily says, I'd love to see Alicia Lehmann at Liverpool. It would be interesting. I think it'd be unlikely, saying obviously she has just moved to Juventus, and the biggest reason she went to Juventus was to stay with her partner Douglas Luiz, playing for the Juventus men's side. But I think Liverpool are in one of those positions. They're the kind of signings they want to not Lehmann, but those big name signings Liverpool want to bring in, and that is the end of the half. 45 minutes done and dusted in Italy, and Arsenal lead the game so far. A good 45 minutes from the Gunners. They'll be very, very happy with how that first half has played out. It was a goal from Frida Marnham that separates the two sides. The home side with work to do, but Arsenal leading at the break. And make sure to stick around. We're going to have 15 minutes where we talk about all things UWCL and dissect what's just happened in that game. But I mean, wow. What a first half. A really, really good game of football. Very competitive. I think it started pretty even. Arsenal then kind of took control after 10-15 minutes or so. And then eventually on 38 minutes, Frida Martin found the back of the net. And Arsenal lead. And they do deserve that lead. They've played very, very well. Another standout performance from everyone in an Arsenal shirt, really. But I think Marnham once again delivering a superb performance. I mean, Frida Marnham, what a season she's having. As we said, for club and countries, scoring hat-tricks for Norway, scoring the big games for Arsenal as well. Scored against Manchester City, scored against Juventus tonight. Frida Marnham is played very, very well, and a player who, I mean, there's Frida Marnham right now is keeping Mariona Calorente out of the team. She's keeping Rosa Kafaji out of the team. You have to be a very good player to keep those two players down. Yeah, and I think that is spot on. Marnham she's developed her game so much. She's come on leaps and bounds. Is playing so well right now that she is undroppable. It doesn't matter who you have in your squad. Frida Marnham is one of the first names on the Arsenal team sheet at the moment. Jack says Olivia Smith is much better than Lehman. Olivia Smith is a very, very good player. Yeah, definitely. And is really enjoying life since she joined Liverpool. Alexis Barca 5 goals in 13 minutes. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. That's just over a goal every 2 minutes. Just over. It's under a goal every 3 minutes. That is insane. Like, as an opposition, how can you cope if the opposition manages to score 5 goals in 13 minutes? That is absolutely incredible. A ridiculous team who, if they hadn't lost to City, they'd be running away with their group right now because they put 9 past Hammarby and they've scored 5 already tonight and they're only at half-time. Which is why we're watching a much better game of football over in Italy. And I think that it has been a half that Arsenal will want to build on. They will want to keep going. They've got the momentum. They're playing the better football. And they're causing a lot of issues. I think Juve are struggling. That the 3-back is struggling a little bit. Because what's happening... And this is the reason Frida Marnham scored. Because what happens is Ford and Mead are dragging the wide centre-halves out. Cascarino is being dragged out wide by Mead, and Lenzini dragged out wide by Ford. What then happens is that you then leave Caligaris in a 1v1 with Alessia Russo. And you think that's okay, player for player, they're going to deal with it. What the problem is Frida Marnham. Frida Marnham is the issue for Juventus. Because that front three goes player to player with the Juventus back three. But then comes Frida Marnham. And Frida Marnham makes that run into penalty, makes that late run into the penalty area, or she picks up the ball in space because there's no one on her. Frida Marnham has got all the space and she's finding all the gaps because the Juve players, no one's dropping in with her. And for Juve, either Caruso or Schatzer has to drop with her, or they're going to have to change system because at the moment, Frida Marnham is the one player who's being left by herself. And, she scored a goal. She's punishing it. When you leave Frida Marnham the space and the time that she is getting, when you let her get into the spaces that she's finding, the areas of the pitch that she is taking advantage of, you're going to concede goals. And that is exactly what has happened for Juventus tonight. They're going to have to find a way that they can nullify Frida Marnham. The problem is, to do that, one of the ways to do that is that you stop paying attention to Russo or someone. But then what's going to happen? Russo's then going to take advantage of the space, and I do think someone has to pick up Frida Marnham. Because at the moment, Arsenal are using Frida Marnham all the time, and she's absolutely punishing Juventus. Alex says, City game versus Barca was the best UWCL match this season. Taylor Masterclass, yeah. Man said he got it right that game. They were absolutely brilliant. From start to finish, they were superb, and I can't wait for those two sides to play each other once again at the Camp Nou. Will be a brilliant, brilliant game. And that's what we want to see, and this is why I'm loving this season of the UWCL. See, last season, from England, we only had Chelsea in Europe. This season, we've got Chelsea, City, and Arsenal, and what we're seeing is the WSL side going up against and beating the best teams in the world. Chelsea, they're walking their group. They've got Celtic once again tomorrow night. Make sure to join us for that. That is going to be another really good game where we see the reigning last year's semi-finalists take on the Scottish champions Celtic. But yeah, as I was saying, Chelsea are dominating their group. Man City beat the best team in the world and are currently doing very well in their group. They play later on. And Arsenal, again, yes, they lost to Bayern Munich, but they beat Vålerenga, and once again tonight, they're going to a very, very good Juventus side, and they're taking the game to them, and they're currently beating them. And it's great to see the English sides thriving in Europe. It's really, really good to see. Gary says, the Camp Nou construction finished. Thought they were still playing elsewhere. Oh, they might be. My apologies. I didn't realise the Camp Nou was... How have they got the money for that? I swear the Camp Nou's always being built or they're doing something to it, but they might still be playing Basically, I can't wait for Man City to play Barcelona again. No matter what stadium it's in. It will be in Spain somewhere, and it will be a Barcelona home game. But yeah, doesn't matter where it is. It's going to be a very, very good game. For Arsenal, this would be a big win if they can hold on for 45 minutes here. They put themselves. They'll put themselves second in the group. Obviously, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and Valerenga play later on. You'd expect that to be a Bayern Munich victory. Arsenal win tonight. They go second in the group. They go 3 points ahead of Juventus, and they put themselves in a really good position. Now with 3 games to go, Juventus at home next Thursday for Arsenal. That is another absolutely massive game. Once again, join me and just me for that game. You guys, we're going to have a great time watching Arsenal Juventus, Juventus Arsenal, Arsenal Juventus, watching these two sides play each other, having a great time. But yes, for Arsenal, they've obviously still got to play Bayern Munich. That will be a very difficult game. But at the Emirates, I fancy their chances. Same with Juventus. Once again, that will also be at home. Another big game. Then they obviously travel to Valerenga as well, which is another big game. But the way the fixtures work for Arsenal is if they win tonight, beat Juventus next Thursday, and then beat Valerenga away, they're through. Doesn't matter what happens against Bayern Munich in the other game. And that will be what Slegers and that will be what Arsenal are focusing on. If they win their next 3 games, they are through into the next round, and it doesn't matter what happens in their last game of the group stage. And that would be a brilliant position to be in. If they can already be qualified by the end of match week 5, they'd be in a superb position. Sorry, I'm trying to work out where I was. Asha. Ad.Sha. Welcome to the streets of the ref so awful. I think the ref's had an interesting one. Hasn't been too bad, but keeps getting in the way, which is a bizarre thing. Usually you complain that the referee's making bad decisions or the referee is being biased. She's not being biased. She's just getting in the way. Yeah, it's a weird one. I think it's been a couple of times where she's managed to block an Arsenal player. I do agree. I think when Pedro Magnin made a save and she gave a goal kick, that one was interesting. But apart from that, the decisions haven't been awful. I just think that the positioning's been really poor, which is a strange one. But not done too badly, and that's what you want to see. Not really impacting the game too much. Frustrating Arsenal probably because she keeps getting in their way, but not impacting the game too much. But yeah, so obviously for Arsenal, if they win the next 3 games, they're through. But it's the same for Juventus, and obviously a loss tonight would be huge because it would be really tough. Because if Juventus lose tonight, they have to go away. They have to go away to the Emirates. I think they also have to go away to Bayern Munich, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Juventus are away at Bayern Munich as well. Suddenly, that's 2 huge away games. If you lose one, if you lose them, you're out the UWCL. So I do think whoever loses tonight out of Juventus and Arsenal is in a really poor position, and that means the pressure's on to get the victories in the second half of the group stage. But yeah, a big 45 minutes coming up. Arsenal do have the lead as it stands, and they have been the better side. They have played the better football. Let's have a look at the stats just to back that up. It has been a pretty decent game, but if you look at the stats, Arsenal 63% of the ball. They've had the large chunk of possession. However, Juventus have had more shots. 7 shots from Juventus, 6 to Arsenal, 4 shots on target each, and that shows how close, and that's what I mean by it is still an even game. Yes, Arsenal have had more of the ball, they've played more passes, and they've probably had the better chances. That doesn't mean that Juventus have been poor. Juventus have played pretty well, and they've only had 37% of the ball, but they've still had more shots than Arsenal and the same amount of shots on target. And that will be a slight concern for Arsenal, is that Juventus are still very much in this game. I do think they need to get the full players, and I spoke about this in the first. I think Bakari's looked alright. Vangsgaard, they're trying to play off that, not quite working. Get Cantore on the ball. Use Boateng and Bergamaschi. Try and stretch Arsenal's backline and cause them issues. At the moment, Juventus are just struggling slightly. They're getting penned back a little bit. But if they can get their attacking players on the ball, they're creating chances. I think it's been one of those. Jackson, speaking of refs, where's Demetrescu gone? Not done a single UCL game. Yeah, Demetrescu did Demetrescu not have Polton City? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought Lady Demetrescu was doing Man City, St. Paul versus Man City. I might be wrong, but yeah, Elena Javashevsky. What more do you need to say? There's probably a reason why she hasn't done a game yet. But yeah, a 45 minutes where Arsenal have the better chances, but Juventus are still very much in this game. Frida Maanum, the difference maker, and how many times have we said that this season? Frida Maanum, difference maker. That's the kind of season she's having. But yeah, I'll be intrigued. There's a lot of Juventus players warming up. Not a single Arsenal player is out on the pitch right now, which is unusual to see. But yeah, Juventus with a lot of players warming up at the minute. Maybe we could see some changes for the home side. That Sniper 007, it's James Bond, says, is there a stream here? There isn't a stream here, but if you do want to watch the game, it is on DAZN. But as I said, if you can't find the game, if you can't watch the game for whatever reason, make sure to stick around and join us for the second half. It's going to be a very, very good second half. Arsenal will be hoping to hold on to the win and what will be a big 3 points. Juventus, though, they will come back swinging in the second half, looking to make a difference and looking to turn this game on its head and try and find 2 goals to put them into a winning position. Jazz says, oh yeah, she did the website. I found a list in men's game. I think, right. But yeah, hopefully, if she does all the group games, it means that she won't do any games in the knockouts and won't ruin anyone's season. But yeah, the subs are now coming out for Arsenal. So clearly, I like that from Slegers though. 2 ways to go about it. Either the subs stay out, they warm up, and then they get ready to come on if you need them to. But Slegers there wanting every player, bet on the bench, in the team, in the changing rooms. They hear what she's got to say. They understand her message. So at half time then, the poll in chat, 398 votes. Make sure to vote if you haven't already. You've got a slight advantage because we've already had 45 minutes, but make sure to get a vote in the poll in chat. If you haven't already, you've got 45 minutes. What will the outcome of the game be? So far, there is 27% thinking Juventus will win, 66% thinking Arsenal will win, and 7% going for a draw. So that percentage for a draw has slightly creeped up, and the percentage for Arsenal slightly reduced, which is interesting because they took the lead. But the home side are back out and ready to go. Does there look to be any changes? I think there is. Potentially. I don't know. I thought there was. I think there was a player on the bench who is getting ready to go for Juventus. But yes, there is a Juventus coach running very quickly down the touchline. Not sure why. But yeah, Juventus are out and ready to go. Still awaiting the away side. Slegers clearly got a lot to say. Big 45 minutes for the UWCL group stage and for qualification to the knockouts. The winner here will put themselves into the top 2. And with 3 games to go, they'll put themselves in a very strong position for qualification. But yeah, no changes for Juventus, despite what I said a moment ago. But yeah, so the same 11 for Juve, looking to hopefully get a different result from what we saw in the first half. And Arsenal are now also making their way out. Just watching this, what a bench it is for Arsenal. Some phenomenal players on that sideline who could come on if Arsenal needed them. But the Gunners are now on their way. And we will get underway soon for this big second half. And for Arsenal, another win tonight would be another really good showing. And they'll remain this unbeaten streak under Renée Slegers. Really good run of form going into Christmas. They were hoping to keep it up then. Both sides ready to go. And we're about to get underway for the second half here in Italy. And it's a false start because Arsenal went too early. We will try again. Second time lucky. And Vangsgaard will get us underway this time properly. And Juve will get the ball moving. And they will look to start strong. They weren't bad in that second half. But Arsenal were probably the slightly better side. McCabe, long ball there. McCabe just putting it out for a throw. Here is Lenzini. Will swing the ball into the box. Van Domselaar looks to claim it, and she will claim it under pressure from Vangsgaard, but she holds on well. And just taking her time. Once again, we've seen this a lot from Arsenal. Just slowing the game down. No rush to get going again. And you know they're doing really well at controlling this match. Even if Juve may have more shots, it's that possession. Having over 60% of the ball for Arsenal. They're doing really, really well. When you control the game that much, there's no way that the opposition can really stand a chance. Williamson out wide to Mead. Mead is dispossessed, but the referee deems that to be a foul. Cascarino there, just catching the winger as she ran through and took the ball. And it will be a free kick to Arsenal. Yeah, McCabe there, just feeling one on her head as she chests it down. I mean, I'm not sure there's much wrong with it, to be completely honest. It's a very soft one. But Arsenal will not complain as they get the ball moving and they go long and they find Alessia Russo, who looks to get the ball in. Was she brought down as she ran past the centre-half there? No, and that will be a goal kick. Little bit of contact there between Caligaris and Russo, but nothing in it at all, really. Just a good show of strength. And there is a foul in there on Caruso. She received the ball from the goal kick by Beth Mead. And it will now be a free kick to Juventus. I mean, a bit of a weird first 2 minutes of the second half. A lot of fouls. Not much happened. Neither side's really got on the ball. Caligaris looks to change that. Goes out to her centre-half partner, Lenzini, who will switch the play to Boateng. Good touch from the left wing-back. Looks to slide it in to Bakari. Bakari will cross it in. Finds Caruso. Caruso dispossessed though. Arsenal will look to go, but that is lost by Russo. Cascarino finds Boateng. Boateng still on the ball. Looks to beat Beth Mead. Will fire it at Mead. Deflects off her. Falls to Fox. Fox will go up the line. One back by Cascarino though. Kept alive by Boateng. Boateng down the line to Caruso. One back by Emily Fox though. Fought hard by the Juventus skipper, but Arsenal keep possession of the ball. Leia Vauti spins superbly out of trouble. What a way to get your team out of pressure. And will play the ball into Kim Little. Little into Catley. Steph Catley into Katie McCabe. McCabe into Russo. Russo with a good turn. Looks to find Ford. Ford looks to find Marnham. Marnham to Russo. Fires it at Russo. Doesn't matter anyway. The flag's up. I mean, yeah, that was a poor pass. Marnham got away with it because she was offside anyway. Boateng into Schatzer. Schatzer across to Caruso. Caruso pokes it one further to Bergamaschi. Bergamaschi down the line. This is Cantore. Cantore back to Lenzini. Thought about crossing it in. Doesn't. Plays it into Bergamaschi. Puts the ball in. It will look towards Bakari, who can't quite get ahead on it. There's a player down the penalty area for Arsenal. And the referee has stopped the game. Didn't quite see who it was. Lenzini played it down the line into Bergamaschi, who put the ball in. And Bakari challenged with Fox for it. A little bit too forceful potentially. Fox is now back to her feet and looks to be okay. Boniface says, don't want the game to end like the Man United one, yeah. And that will be a thought that Renée Slegers has, that all Arsenal fans will be thinking right now, is they didn't kill the game off against Man United and they got punished for it. They can't afford for that to happen again tonight. They need to kill this game off. They want to win tonight. They've got to make it convincing. Here is Van Domselaar with it's offside is what it is. Long ball cut out by Schatzer, brought down by Cantore, won back by Kim Little. Goes to Van Domselaar. Van Domselaar into Fox, under pressure from Boateng. And he's forced backwards. Manages to find Leia Vauti. He plays a pass to Williamson. Williamson will go long. Trapped well by Marnham. Looks to play it into Russo. Will find Russo. Russo will go one further to Caitlin Ford. 3-on-3 now for Arsenal. Although Juve do well to get back in. Ford finds a lovely switch to Mead. A little bit under hit, though. Cut out. But one back by Arsenal. And they're keeping the pressure on Juventus here. Emily Fox. Fox into Williamson. Finds Katie McCabe. McCabe, Little has to run round the referee again. The ref keeps getting in the way tonight. But she finds Caitlin Ford anyway. Ford versus Lenzini. Ford beats Lenzini. Ford looks to play in. Russo cut out by Caligaris. Here is Marnham. Back to Emily Fox. Fox finds Mead. Beth Mead forced backwards by Cascarino. Emily Fox on the ball now. Little. Fox is being forced to run backwards here. Not the way she wants to be going. Tries to go forwards again, but is forced all the way back to Daphne Van Domselaar. Gary says, enjoy the game, folks. Bedtime for me. Well, thank you, Gary, and we'll see you whenever we next see you. Great to see you in the stream, as always. Dan Van Domselaar. What a ball that is to Caitlin Ford, who looks to play in Russo, but good defending from Caligaris. Puts it out for a throw. Arsenal doing very, very well. Once again, similar to the first half, they've started the better team in this second 45. And as Boniface says, it is crucial that they get that second goal. They don't want to be caught out in the late stages of the match. Once again, they need to kill this game off. They need to get a second goal. Throw from McCabe. Goes into Marnham. Holds it up well and plays it to Kim Little. Kim Little will find McCabe. McCabe will go to Fox. Fox will look to go to Russo, but cut out well. And it will fall to Vangsgaard now. And it's a good opportunity for Juventus. Vangsgaard and Williamson in the foot race. Vangsgaard looks to square it, looking for Cantore. But it's overhit, and that will fall into the arms of Daphne Van Domselaar. And once again, the Arsenal keeper will take her time in possession. No rush to release this ball. Van Domselaar will send it long. Looking for Ford. It's a brilliant ball, and Ford flicks it first time into Alessia Russo. Russo looks to find the ball in behind to Beth Mead. Beth Mead in the foot race with Cascarino. Cascarino wins, and Cascarino clears it out for an Arsenal throw. Arsenal are doing such a good job of stretching this Juventus backline and causing them lots of issues. But Juventus are they're doing well. They're fighting. They're fighting hard in there. Throw it direct into Russo. Holds it up well. Plays the ball. It's just behind Ford in the penalty area. And Juventus will get the ball out. Here is Cantore. Forced backwards superbly there by Steph Catley. But that is a lovely long ball into Bakari. Bakari fights hard. Wins a team of throw-in. Here is Lenzini will take the throw. Nearly 10 minutes into the second half. And not a bad start from Arsenal. But Juve, once similar to the first half, Arsenal are playing the better stuff. But Juve are still very much in the game. And they've won themselves a free kick there. Caitlin Ford bringing down Caruso. And an opportunity now for Juventus. Will they look to cross it in, or will they look to play it? They've got players going into the box. They will go short though. Bergamashki will find Vangsgaard. Vangsgaard will put it in there. It will come to Bakari. Her touch isn't great though. And it runs away from her, and Arsenal will play with the ball now. Here is Russo. Plays it into Frida Marnham. Frida Marnham will hold the ball up. Lays it into Kim Little. Kim Little to Leia Williamson. Williamson bringing it forwards for Arsenal. Looks to find the ball into Mead. Cut out by Cascarino. And now Juventus will move the ball in the forwards direction. Here is Caligaris. Lenzini. Bergamaschi plays it into Caruso. It's not a very good pass, so it's cut out by Kim Little. And here is Alessia Russo. Russo to Ford. Ford running direct at Lenzini. Beats one, beats two. Good from Caitlin Ford. Finds Alessia Russo on the edge. Goes to Fox. Here's Beth Mead. Beth Mead down the line looking for Vouty. Won't find Vouty, but Vouty does enough to win a corner. Bakari is forced to poke it out. Good play once again from Arsenal, moving the ball very well. Corner to the Gunners. And another really good opportunity for them to find the back of the net for a second time tonight. McCabe will be the one to run over and take it. McCabe over the corner. Mead is the short option. Looks like she'll favour to cross the ball in though. Potentially. Bit of a discussion between McCabe and the assistant referee. Don't think the assistant referee was happy with where the ball was positioned. McCabe will put the ball in now though. It's not a bad one. Looking for Williamson. It's headed goalwards and it is parried away by Pero Magnine. Little shots blocked. It will fall to Beth Mead on the edge and that one is also blocked by Vangsgaard. McCabe will recycle it. Brilliant dummy. Sells Vangsgaard. Superb from McCabe. Cutting inside. Has a go herself. Blocked. Little chips it back up. Looking for McCabe. Vangsgaard does well though. Manages to win the ball back and clears it out for a throw. A flurry of chances there for Arsenal. Getting a few shots away. But Williamson's header parried away by Pero Magnine. Good save from the Juventus goalkeeper. Arsenal look to recycle the ball once again. Here's Alessia Russo. Russo with a brilliant turn. Good tackle though, but it will still run through to Catley who might get there, but it's good goalkeeping. And Pero Magnine will get two hands on that and just slow this game down. Yi Chen says, so ridiculous that Barca have been 6-0 up and just bringing Putellas onto the pitch. That is incredible. They've scored 6 goals without Putellas on the pitch. Incredible team. Ridiculous team. Vouty there. Feels like she was fouled. Instead, she's conceded a foul. And Bakari will look to... she did look to take the free kick, but will end up leaving it and let Cascarino have it. She will play it to Caligaris. Juventus still very much in this game. Bergamaschi deemed to have handballed it, and that will be an Arsenal free kick. And on 58 minutes, I think... No. Thought there were substitutions coming. Substitutions are not coming. But yeah, opportunity then for Arsenal. Subs will be coming soon, but not yet. Here's McCabe. McCabe finds Russo. Here is Fox. Looks like it will be a double change for both teams, by the way. Fox does well to run past one tackle. Advantage played to Arsenal. Fox to Ford. Ford in a wide area. Ford cuts it back, looking for the run of Fox. And it's not a bad effort at all, and it's the bar. Brilliant effort from Emily Fox. A superb run, goes for a little dink. Catches Pero Magnine off guard. And hits the bar and bounces down out the penalty area. And then Juventus look to play out. Catley brings down Vangsgaard, and Steph Catley will be the first player to see the yellow card tonight. But yeah, well, an hour played then. The first yellow card, Fox hits the bar, and with that, there will be substitutions for both teams. And also Hansen says, that's incredible. So Steph Catley into the book, and substitutions coming for Arsenal and Juventus. Yeah, clear grab of the shirt there from Steph Catley as Vansgaard looks to break away. But this is the opportunity for Fox. Caitlin Ford sees her running on the edge, cuts it back. Little dink from Ford, crashes off the crossbar, bounces on the goal line and bounces out. A great opportunity that was for Arsenal to make it 2-0. Not a bad effort at all from Caitlin Ford. But yeah, so Katie McCabe is replaced by Stina Blackstenius. Sorry? I'll get on to that in a minute. Bakari comes off for Bonanze for Juventus. Very good player, Bonanze. looking to come and make a difference, and that is also Mariona Caldente onto the pitch. I can't work out who that is for. Both sides make a double change, and I've only found out one for each. Here come Juventus anyway. Benance looking to poke the ball to Kansai, but it was Bergamaschi. Bergamaschi was the other change for Krumbeigel. Krumbeigel, I think it is, or Krumbeigel, coming in at right wing back for you. So Krumbeigel's on at right wing back for Juventus, and Benance is on to the left hand side, and it was Beth Mead who was replaced by Mariona Caldente. So Caldente and Blackstenius on for Arsenal, Benance and Krumbeigel on for Juventus. Both sides making a double change, both sides looking to find a goal in this game. To Juventus, they want an equaliser. For Arsenal, they want to kill this game off. Noah still cheering for Juventus. Great to see people from both fans from both sides in the stream today. Vansgaard holds it up well. Krumbeigel is dispossessed. And here is Alessia Russo. By the way, Katie McCabe hasn't come off. I'd just like to make that point. That was incorrect. That was an incorrect graphic from the zone. McCabe is still on the pitch. I think Blackstenius has come on for Marnham. Yeah. So Freedom Marnham is the one who was replaced by Blackstenius. Russo's gone into the 10 and Blackstenius has led the line. Katie McCabe is still on the pitch. Here's Caldente. Goes back to Katie McCabe. Kim Little does well to turn around Caruso. Goes to Vouty. Vouty, was she fouled? Referee doesn't think so. Vouty's not very happy. Arsenal still have possession of the ball though. Here is Steph Catley. Catley goes up the line. Held up well by Russo. Russo lays it into Caldente, who's dispossessed by Krumbeigel. Here is the right wing back on the ball. Looks to go up the pitch. Doesn't quite work out. Williamson will clear. Headed away by Caligaris, and Krumbeigel tries to bring it down, but it goes out of play for an Arsenal throw. Throw taken quickly. Here is Stina Blackstenius. Blackstenius into Caldente. Caldente back to Blackstenius. Poor pass though from the Swedish striker, and it's pounced on by Krumbeigel. And here come Juventus. Good dummy that from Williamson. Cantore didn't see it coming. And Arsenal have the ball back. Here is Caldente. Caldente knocks it out wide. Advantage played because Fox was pushed over off the ball. It says Krumbeigel is right pronounced. Thank you. There's a foul in there. Free kick given. Apparently, but apparently Benance has given away the free kick. I think that. I mean, I'll have a look here. Williamson versus Benance. I'm not really sure what Benance does wrong there. Williamson falls on her. I'm surprised that's been given that way. But yeah. Anyway, Arsenal have got a free kick in a good position here. It's Katie McCabe over the ball, and we know when Katie McCabe's over the ball that anything can happen for Arsenal. Incredible player from a dead ball situation. An opportunity now for the Irish fullback to kick the ball in. She's refusing to kick the ball though because she is complaining that the Juventus wall is closer than 10 yards. So the referee is now going to walk and map the wall out once again. And she has done exactly that. So McCabe can now be very happy that the wall is definitely 10 yards away. And now, I thought we'll put the ball in, but again we've got a problem with the wall. The wall's moved again. Referee is not happy. And now McCabe, for the third try, will put the ball in. It's not a bad ball in. It's headed back across goal. It's headed over by Williamson. Huge opportunity for Leah Williamson. And another chance for Arsenal to kill the game. Brilliant ball from McCabe. It goes over everyone apart from Caitlin Ford, who heads it back across the goal, and Leah Williamson, from what has to be 4 yards out, heads over. Huge opportunity for Arsenal to make it 2-0. Williamson misses. And here comes Vansgaard. Huge opportunity for Juventus. Vansgaard saved by Van Domselaar. And wow. Action-packed stuff. Arsenal so close to killing the game off at one end. And a huge opportunity for Vansgaard. And a big save from Van Domselaar. Poor shot, really, from the Danish striker. But wow, Arsenal could have made it 2-0. Juventus could have equalised. This game is holding up with 25 minutes to go. Patricia Salema says, come on Juventus, 1 goal coming from Juventus. Fair enough, I could see that happening. This game still hangs in the balance. And Kathy cheering for Arsenal as well. Still a very close game. Could go either way. Both sides could find both sides could win this still. I still believe there's time. Juventus want to get 2. But here comes Caitlin Ford. Brilliant run from Ford, but cut out by Cantore. Ford wins it back. Everyone's kind of lying on top of each other. Who's got possession of the ball? It is Schatzer. And Schatzer will bring it forward for Juventus. Here's Kroonbeagle. Kroonbeagle skips past the challenge from McCabe. Pokes it into Vansgaard. Vansgaard into Cantore. Williamson will have to recover. I'm not really sure why Cantore's given up on that. And Williamson will win it back. And fire it up the pitch. Will fall to Caitlin Ford. Ford just holding it up. No rush. Looks to find Russo. Will find Russo. Russo now on a run is taken out by Schatzer. And Schatzer will become the first Juventus player to see the yellow card. Tenser says 2-1 Arsenal. Once again, really good prediction. Alex says Van Domselaar such an upgrade to Zinsberger. I do. I have to agree with that, especially in possession, and probably a better shot stopper as well. I mean, Zinsberger played the Brighton game and kept a clean sheet, so I do think Zinsberger definitely looks better than she did last season. But I do think you're right. I think Van Domselaar is a much better player, and Ilsa. Well, Ilsa went to the stream. Unfortunately, I can't understand what you've said. Something about Arsenal. And so I'm going to guess something out of goal. So I'm going to guess that you're predicting Arsenal to score. But yeah, both Juventus fans, Arsenal fans, get your predict. Everyone get involved now. We've got 23 minutes left. We've got a break in play. Van Domselaar is down here, and this will give an opportunity for both managers to get some final words into their players. With 22 minutes to play, we're into the last portion of the game now. Still all to play for. Still only 1 goal separating the two sides. If you are in the stream right now, make sure to get involved. Do you think Arsenal are going to win this game? Do you think Juventus will manage to pull it back and win, get the 3 points themselves? Or will it finish all square? Get involved in the chat. Let me know how you think this game is going to finish. Bonface says, Larry's the best one-on-one defender right now in the WSL. I think that's a really tough question because I think, on her day, I agree. I think this season though she hasn't been incredible, and I wouldn't say. I think saying that I think it'd be better phrase as one of the best. I don't think she's the best, out and out the best. Obviously she's up there. She's a very good defender, but I wouldn't say she wouldn't be top for me. Jalf123 says 2-1 Juventus. Jack is also sticking with 2-1 Juventus. So, a few people thinking that Juventus will turn this game around in the final 20 minutes. We are back underway now. Van Domselaar was absolutely fine to continue, which is good to see. And Arsenal had the ball again. Lovely little back heel by Russo. Finding Mariona Caldente. Caldente against Lenzini. Caldente has got her backtracking all the way. Put across the goal by Caldente. And parried by for a corner by Pero Magnin. Megalodon89 says, I just need Juventus to score a goal. Fair enough. Are you a Juventus fan? Is there a reason you need Juventus to score a goal? Giuliano Michelon Sorry if I've got your name wrong. Question for Arsenal Sports: how do you rate Juventus women? Do you think they're a good team? I mean, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm going to answer that. I think Juventus are a good team. You know, they've had a really good domestic season, and they've put on a good show in the WSL. That corner from McCabe goes all the way through, and no one gets a touch on it. Williamson will recycle it though, and headed away by Kroonbeagle. Ball out wide to Vouty. Williamson will swing it into the box. It's not a bad ball from the Arsenal centre half, but it's claimed by the Juventus goalkeeper. But yeah, I think Juventus are a good team. They put on a good show tonight. They've given Arsenal a really good game. Alex says Greenwood is best defender in my books. I think it's tight, isn't it, between Greenwood and Bright. I think the one thing Greenwood has on Bright is pace. I think Laetitia is also in that conversation potentially. But yeah, there's so many good defenders in the WSL right now. Patricia says 1-1. Patricia says 1-1 will be the final score. I can definitely see that happening again. So everyone's got varieties. We've got some people going for Juventus goal, Juventus win. We've got some people saying a draw, some people saying Arsenal will win it. It is all still hanging in the balance. Oh, and Fox there goes on it back to Van Domselaar, does so risky, but pulls off. Alex says Alexandria was great this season so far. Yeah, Alexandria's been incredible. I mean, she's played nearly every minute for Manchester City. She's been absolutely superb. Long ball from Van Domselaar. Carente can't hold on to it, and Juventus win it back. Here's Kroonbeagle. Cuts inside, beats Carente. Plays it into Hannah Bennison, who has come on, by the way. We missed changes while Van Domselaar was down. And that is Bennison into the midfield for Juventus, battling away with Ford. Ford will find Blackstenius, who looks to beat Kuhlberg, who also came on in that break. So Kuhlberg has come on to replace Caligaris in that back line. There looks like there might have also been a third change as well for Juventus. Sorry, Jalf reckons 2-1 Arsenal. Okay. My apologies. Yeah, I can also see that happening. Both sides getting a goal. Arsenal still holding on for the win though. Yeah, I can see that happening. So yeah, Kuhlberg came on for Caligaris, and Hannah Bennison has come in for Schatzer. That is Ford finding Blackstenius in a foot race with Kuhlberg. Kuhlberg will win that foot race and knock it back to Pedro Magnin, who will get the ball moving into Cascarino. Yiches, I think it's the first time I hear you guys say something good about Leah Williamson. I like Leah Williamson. I think she is a very good centre half. I think this season she hasn't been brilliant. I think the England game, especially playing for England, she's struggled at Arsenal as well. She's looked better in the last couple of weeks. I do agree. And on her day, I think she's a phenomenal centre half and one of the best players. One of the best defenders with the ball at her feet in the world. I just don't think this season has been her season, but she has looked better in recent weeks. That has to be said. Here is Katie McCabe. McCabe into Caldente. Vouty into Russo. Russo dispossessed, but she wins it back well off Bennison. Caldente skips past one and is forced backwards. Catley into Vouty. Vouty into Caldente. Caldente goes direct into Blackstenius, and here comes Stina Blackstenius for Arsenal. Versus Kuhlberg, goes to the left-hand side, gets a shot away and it's in. Blackstenius finds the back of the net and Arsenal have a second. And that is a crucial goal. In a game that was tight, in a game that could have gone either way, Blackstenius finds the back of the net. And Arsenal, with 16 minutes to play, look home and dry. Really well taken by Stina Blackstenius. Juventus will be disappointed. Kuhlberg, I think, the positioning's poor, loses kind of where she is, and Pedro Magnin gets beaten at a near post. It's a poor goal to concede, but it's a good finish from Stina Blackstenius. Arsenal double their lead, and they look to have 3 points in the bag here. But you never say never in football. Never say never. Still 16 minutes, but you would think that is that. Big goal from Blackstenius, comes off the bench and finds the back of the net. And there are going to be No, there aren't going to be changes. Changes aren't going to come yet, for Arsenal. When they do, though, it will be Lena Hurtig to come on in a few moments' time. FPL Bay says, surely it's curtains now. You would think so. It would take quite something now for Juventus to find 2 goals in 15 minutes. But you never know. Football's a funny game sometimes. Here's Vansgaard. Vansgaard into Lenzini. Puts it up in the air, looking for... I'm not quite sure who that was looking for. It was a bit of a rogue ball, just fired into the air. Ford gets on the ball and she wins a free kick. Cascarino brings her down. Emily says, not over yet. If Arsenal relaxes, plenty of time for Juventus to punish them. Definitely so. Definitely so. And Arsenal cannot afford to, as you say, to relax, to rest. But realistically, with 15 minutes to go, they're playing really good football. And they look to have this wrapped up. And here comes a change for the Gunners. Lena Hurtig is going to come on and replace Alessia Russo. No goals for Russo tonight, but another good performance. And Lena Hurtig getting another cameo in an Arsenal shirt. And it's been done plenty of times before. Yeah, it has. We have seen some incredible comebacks in football across the years. 2-0 is definitely achievable. Still 14 minutes. Ball fired long by Williamson. I mean, a third goal for Arsenal would definitely be curtains. Cascarino doesn't keep that ball on. It will be an Arsenal throw. Game management is critical now for the Gunners. Leading by 2 goals. Look to be in a commanding position. And this would be a huge 3 points. Fire themselves to joint top of the group with Bayern Munich to play later on. It must be said, but still, another big result for the Gunners if they can hold on here. Here's Emily Fox. Fox holding it in the corner well. This is good game management for Arsenal. Just not time wasting in the corner, but just keeping the ball there, and they're trying to play out of it, but they're in no rush. This is good play from Juventus though. Vangsgaard looks to flick it round the corner to Cantore. Doesn't work though. And it will go out for an Arsenal throw. And, yes, it will be an Arsenal throw, yeah. Fox over the ball again, taking her time. No rush from Emily Fox. And the Arsenal fans on the far side, the travelling fans, are really enjoying what they've seen tonight. And this is a good run from Leia Valti. Valti pokes it out wide, looking for Ford. Doesn't find Ford. Cascarino wins it back. And... Juventus will look to come forwards. Valti keeps the ball moving. She's been tripped twice in there. But Arsenal will keep playing. Here is Kim Little. Little into Emily Fox. Fox into Ford. Ball back to Emily Fox, who's got on a brilliant drive here. Great run from Fox. Looks to find Hurtig. Cut out though by Kuhlberg and claimed by Pedro Magnin. Boniface cheering on the Gunners. A really good showing once again from Arsenal. Well, that is a good ball out wide. Looking for Benance. Big tackle though from Leah Williamson. Great tackle from Williamson. Ford finds herself in possession of the ball. Back to Leah Williamson, who fires it long and will give Stina Blackstenius something to chase. Blackstenius in pursuit. Kuhlberg up against her. Blackstenius goes back inside to Caldente. Caldente to Kim Little. Little one more to Caldente. Lena Hurtig now. Up against Lenzini. Can she beat Lenzini? Yes, she can. Puts it across the box. It's beaten the keeper, but no one's there. Will fall to Mariona Caldente, and it's 3. And that surely is game, set, and match for Arsenal. The subs making the difference. Blackstenius coming on and scoring the second. Caldente coming on and scoring the third. Juventus have gone for the game. Not enough players back. And Arsenal punish. And we said whether Caldente plays in the first minute or whether she comes on in the 70th minute, she makes a difference on the game. Starts with Lena Hurtig, beating Lenzini. Gets to the byline, cuts it back into empty space. No one's there. Cascarino manages to clear it only as far as Caldente on the edge of the area, who absolutely fires it past Pedro Magnin. Arsenal lead 3-0 in Italy. And that surely is curtains now. And a big 3 points in the bag. A big performance from Arsenal. 3 goals, convincing fashion. And another advert that they are back where they belong. Back to their best. Change for Juventus. Thomas is in for Boateng. But it's probably too late now. Alex Chung from Mariona goal. And yes, Jack, I'm sure the Arsenal fans are getting involved in a chorus of Shake It, Caldente. Which is always a shame. Here's Thomas for Juventus, dispossessed way too easily by Katie McCabe. You know, let me remind you, this is a Juventus side who have not lost a single game in the Serie A Femminile. Have only lost to Bayern Munich in a competitive match this season. And now they will lose to Arsenal. It's a big statement from Arsenal. And, you know, the Gunners they welcome Juventus next Thursday to the Emirates. And they will fancy themselves once again. But this is a big 3 points for Arsenal. Still 9 minutes to go. But 3-0 up in a commanding position now. But you've still got to do a professional job. They'll want to keep the clean sheet. They'll look to score more if they can. Catley sends it long. Blackstenius will chase. Kuhlberg deals with well, though. Alex has mentioned Arsenal sent Jonas earlier. Well, sometimes you have to go through the hardships to really enjoy. You have to go through the lows to really enjoy the highs even more. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The Myth says, for someone who doesn't support us, you are very neutral. If you consider a career as a commentator with the Zone, well, thank you very much. I appreciate the very complimentary words. Maybe DAZN, if you're listening, I am here. But no, loving what we're doing right now. We're going to keep bringing content to you guys. We've done a brilliant season so far, and still a long way to go this campaign. But thank you very much, The Myth. All we ask, keep supporting the channel, everyone. Keep subscribing if you haven't already. Hit that like button. These streams are coming thick and fast, and more content coming as well. We're so close to 2K at the moment. It'd be brilliant to hit it as soon as possible, but we've got to keep pushing. But yeah, the compliments are very, very much appreciated. Boniface says, feel sorry for Patricia Salema. Yeah, hoping that Juve could get back in the game. The opposite of that has happened, and Arsenal have taken control of this contest, and Juve are down and out, really. Yichen says, what spell's been cast by Renée? What she's done is she's made all the players enjoy playing football again. That's the difference. Yeah, the Arsenal players want to go out and they want to play football. They want to win. They're inspired by Slegers. Slegers has got the dressing room, made the dressing room so positive, and that shows on the pitch. The players are loving football. They're loving playing football at the moment. They're really enjoying themselves out there, Arsenal, and it's great to see. It's great to see, very talented players enjoying their football once again. But yeah, another really good performance from Arsenal. And Slegers, she'll be hoping that she can get this job. Here's Hertig. Can Arsenal get a fourth? a fourth would be something. Fox dispossessed by Benenson. And now Juventus will look to come forwards. Here is Krumbiegler. I forgot her name. Krumbiegler. And that long ball is not great, and it will go out for a goal kick. It has not been Juventus' night. A side that have played very, very well this season. They're a good team. They're a very, very good team, Juventus. Game has ran away with them slightly towards the end. Arsenal bringing on the players from the bench, making a big difference. And speaking of Arsenal making changes, here is another substitution. This is Leia Cadena. Leia Cadena coming on to replace Emily Fox. So you would presume that will be Steph Catley out to right back, and Cadena will come in at centre half. So a short cameo for Cadena. 7-0 Barcelona as well. For anyone that was concerned. It's a shame, really. They haven't scored 9. How boring is that, eh? Maybe they're struggling. It's incredible. And Arsenal's final change will be Kyra Cooney-Cross coming in for Leovalti. So Arsenal have made their changes now. They feel like they're in a comfortable position, and they should see this game through now. Here is Lenzini. Long ball, but cut out by Fox. Not Fox. Fox off the pitch. Catley, sorry. McCabe's gone to right back. Catley's gone to left back. Cadina's gone in the centre half. Calrente looks to switch the play across their own penalty area. Just about gets away with it. McCabe finds Hurtig. Hurtig dispossessed. And now here comes Bonance for Juventus. But that ball is into the box. Is cut out by Kim Little. And Blackstenius will fight up there with the long ball. And she does get the ball. And it will be played to Caitlin Ford. 2-on-2 for Arsenal. Blackstenius makes the run. Ford tries to find the space, but is forced backwards. Good defending from Kuhlberg. Here is Catley. Into Mariona Calrente. Calrente. Into McCabe. Finds Lena Hurtig. Hurtig down the line to Cooney Cross. Cooney Cross puts the ball in. Caitlin Ford. And that is 4. A brilliant, brilliant display from Arsenal. Caitlin Ford gets the Gunners 4th. What a night in the UWCL. Absolutely huge result for Arsenal. Ball in from Kyra Cooney Cross. Turned home by Caitlin Ford. It was an empty net in the end, but still got to finish it. And that is her second goal in 3 games in the Champions League. And Arsenal are running away with this. You could even say that Arsenal have been formidable. And as FPL Bailey says, his 6-0 prediction is still on. And to be fair, you're not far off. But, wow. I mean, Juventus have been blown away in these last 20 minutes, really. Arsenal have just turned up the pressure. And the subs have been crucial for Arsenal. Hurtig's come on and got an assist. Blackstenius came on and scored a goal. Calrente came on and scored a goal. Cooney Cross came on and got an assist. The substitutions combining to really flatter, not to flatter Arsenal, sorry, but to flatten Juventus more like. Brilliant performance from Arsenal. Juventus are still coming forwards. Credit to them, but they've been outplayed today. Arsenal have just kept going towards the end of the match and have really killed this game off. And it's something they needed to do. They lost the game. They drew to United because they didn't kill the game off. But now they put 5 past Brighton. They've put 4 past Juventus. These are not bad teams. They've played 2 really good sides today and on Friday, and they've scored 9 goals between them. They are playing so well right now, Arsenal. They are a force to be reckoned with. Boniface's Kim is one over DM. I think that's maybe a bit far, but today, yeah, Little's been brilliant. Kim Little has been superb tonight. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, have to give her credit. This season, she hasn't been brilliant this season, and has had a few tough games. But tonight, Kim Little has been superb. And Yi Chen saying the Tilly's combo, yes. Cooney Cross assist for a Caitlin Ford goal. But I mean, is this the kind of performances we have to get used to with Arsenal now? Brilliance from start to finish. They've been superb today. Second half, they've been even more dominant than they were in the first. Here's Crew Beagle. Beats Caitlin Ford. Puts the ball in. Kept a knife by Benninson. Overhead kick attempt from Bonance, and that is wide. But yeah, it has to be said, Juventus are not a bad team at all. As I've said, they're winning the Serie A Femminile. They've only lost 1 competitive game this season. The fact that Arsenal have turned up tonight and put 4 goals past them You know, the Gunners are a worrying prospect. They are a team that are out for blood, and there will be 4 more minutes, which will not be what Juventus want to hear. But what a performance. Have to give Arsenal a lot of credit, and have to give Renée Slegers a lot of credit. This Arsenal side are playing some beautiful football. Beautiful football. And they are scoring goals for fun. You know, think back to the Arsenal team who couldn't score a goal against Everton. That feels like a completely different season. 2 months ago, Everton went to the Emirates and Arsenal didn't score a single goal past that Everton defence. In their last 2 games, Arsenal scored 9 goals against Brighton, who are 3rd in the UWCL, and Juventus, who are currently top of the Serie A. It's incredible. Arsenal looks so complete right now. It's absolutely brilliant. As FPL Bay says, this is the definition of a new manager bounce. Exactly. You know, the players are loving life right now. And I'll be very interested to see, will Slegers stay on? And B, if Slegers does stay on, will she have the same impact? It'll be interesting to see. But Arsenal, yeah, got to give them credit. They've played superb tonight. 2.5 minutes left. It's been a brilliant game, brilliant stream. Thank you to everyone who has turned up tonight. Been a really, really good time. Alex says, let's wait and see if they can attack top 2 of the UWCL. Potentially. They are quite far off, but they still have to. They've still got to play Man. They've still got to go to Man City. They've still got to go to Chelsea. But you never know in football. If they beat them both, suddenly they're back in it. You know, Chelsea and Man City have still got to play each other twice. If they draw, there's still chance that Arsenal can get back in the title fight. I don't think it's over. It would take a lot. Don't get me wrong. They will have to hope and pray that Chelsea and City drop quite a few points along the way. But there's still time that if Arsenal play this well, that they can definitely get back in that conversation. It's just whether they play this well in every single game. They're on a brilliant run, but this run has to maintain. They have to keep this run up for the remainder of the season. And that's the hard bit. FPL basis covering Man City's game, unfortunately not. As it is only myself. We were going to do both games, but because I am here by myself, because Jack is unwell, only the one game tonight, which is a shame. Man City Hammarby will be a good game, but we will be back tomorrow. So make sure to join us. Celtic versus Chelsea. That will be a good game. Chelsea in control of their group, but only 2 games played so far. They need to beat Celtic. If they take 9 points from 9, you'd expect them to top that group. But there's still a long way to go. So yeah, make sure to join us tomorrow night. Same channel, different time. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night. But yeah, make sure to come join us. Whether you're an Arsenal fan, a neutral, whoever. Jal says, great stream, man. Subscribe to you. Thank you very much. That is much appreciated. And for anyone else out there who hasn't subscribed yet, please do. As we say, we are closing in on 2,000 now. Would love to hit it as soon as possible. And yeah, make sure to keep joining us. You know, we got loads of, we're streaming a few times a week at the moment as well, covering as many games as possible. But that is full time. What a performance from the Gunners. 4-0 to Arsenal. Juventus blown away. And Arsenal firing on all cylinders. A brilliant, brilliant performance away from home. And it puts them in a very good position in the group. Puts them joint top now with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have got Valerenga later on tonight. But a really, really good performance from Arsenal. Halfway through the group stage now, they sit on 6 points. They host Juventus next week, next Thursday. Then they travel to Valerenga. And if they win those 2 games, they will be through. But this Arsenal ship is now pointing in the right direction under Renée Slegers. 5 goals scored at Brighton. 4 goals still scored against Juventus. I mean, Arsenal fans, you must be loving life. But yeah, that I will go for a man of the match. player of the match, I will go... Player of the match. Who am I going to go for? I'm going to go Kim Little. I sang her praises all night. She was absolutely instrumental in there. You know, linked attack and defence was superb all night. And if I didn't go Kim Little, I'd probably go for Caitlin Ford. Superb assist for the first goal. Got her own goal for the fourth. But yeah, Arsenal all round absolutely brilliant. Whether it was the players who came off the bench, or it was the players who started from minute one, a superb performance from the Gunners. But that is where I'm going to leave it tonight. A brilliant game. Congratulations to Arsenal. Juventus, they were back to the drawing board. They're still unbeaten in the league. That's what they've got to focus on. But a really good performance from Arsenal, who return, obviously will now focus on the WSL coming up this weekend. But yes, speaking of, as I said, we are live. Hopefully, Jack will be back with me tomorrow. If not, it will be myself. But either way, someone will be here for Celtic versus Chelsea tomorrow night. And then this weekend, we are, unfortunately, we are not covering Chelsea Man City because we are going to the game. If you are going to Chelsea Man City, come find us, come say hi. But we will be live on Sunday for the Merseyside derby. So if you have tuned in tonight, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll get a notification when we do next go live. But Merseyside derby on Sunday, Celtic Chelsea tomorrow. Two big streams coming up for the rest of this week. But what a stream. Thank you so much to everyone who has tuned in tonight. A really big performance. And as Yi Chen sums it up perfectly, that I think Renée coming in has been a blessing for Arsenal. Superb from Renée Slegers, superb from Arsenal, and a brilliant game. And a brilliant way to start round 3 of the UWCL. Well, round 3 of the group stage. But yes, that is it from me today. Thank you all very, very much for tuning in. And I will see you tomorrow.